for this finish line, boys. First off, big congratulations here to Slender. I like the victory out, and I like the defensive route he needed to take there to keep Janice away from getting that win.
Absolutely, and now we're going to be looking at the ramifications of that game and what it's going to look like going to the final slots over here for Europe. For the standings, in first place, is it someone new? What's it going to be? No, Rifla is still holding on to that top spot, 41 points in total, now almost leading the pack, right behind Vidil in eliminations, has that win in case of the tiebreaker, but he is dominating game after game, so consistent.
The two players I want to highlight, because what we're talking about consistency, these guys are converting the most. Rifle has actually had a second or third zone fall, which actually pushes his average placement way out. And if that happens again, that is dangerous. Whereas Desiptos and Letwick, they've only had one game where they've fallen out of the 4 in around the top 40 area, which is actually converting on a little bit of elims, but otherwise too, they're pushing deep into the top 10 on every game that they make it into that end game. So that is very, very crucial looking forward. I think it's going to be a duel between Desiptos and Letwick.
I mean, they are pulling away from the pack. Look at the top 3 down to top 10. You're looking at an 11-point differential, and don't forget, Flois was the first winner on the day. He got the first victory out. We see this a lot, right? Whoever starts strong, they tend to fizzle.
Still though, like, everyone always has this expectation that it's possible for these players in 20th place, in 30th place to bounce back up. I would usually agree, but after watching EU today, it is the same players we're seeing alive in endgame. When we say these guys just need 7 or 11 points, that means getting to the top 10. And for a lot of these guys like Steelix, Snazy, yes, they're playing well, but are they there consistently? That is the big question.
Yeah, that it will be. Bad Sniper, 21st right now. Mongrel also middling around 22nd. That's not where these guys want to be going into the final 2 games, but there's still a chance. We all know when it comes to 6-game grand finals that the final 2 games mean so much.
No matter what, these guys want to get better than anyone else around them and want to place higher. So all the way till the final game, the competition will stay high.
We got to think, man. 2 games left. It's wild to think we've been doing this for like 3 weeks now, and now we get to look at the conclusion, see who will hold the Axe of Champions high, and after 2 games, we'll have a new FNCS champion. Now, guys, we were kind of talking about players, the shark in the water, and it's none other than Desiptos, who is finding himself in that 2nd place. We haven't seen him much on broadcast, so what has this guy been doing?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be a group effort here, but 100% we'll break it down in just a sec. Desiptos has basically been going, as you said, Zeke, through those shadows, right? He's been playing around other players and how, you know, kind of pop-offy they've been. They're kind of showing overall exactly what they can do and break down in front of everyone else. And while they're taking the spotlight, that's the word I was looking for, Desiptos is operating in that background. He's getting everything these players are not looking at or seeing.
Yeah, there's so much to actually consider when getting into Desiptos' game plan, because, like I said, he's converting on these end games. I want to find out how. I want to find out where this man is dropping and how he's actually transitioning into the end game, because, like I said, it's so important, but these are some of the things we miss. Him in top 10 right here, 2 eliminations, and he still makes a couple counts, while some at the top, like Rifle, might be having a little bit more impact in terms of elimination. He's making it count for placements.
And this is exactly how he gets his game started. Let's actually break down what he does every single game, specifically that last one too. Landing somewhere near Lazy Lake, actually taking a back alley loop path all the way across the map, picking up so many houses that people will get to later on faster than them, and then getting into these positions, these boxes fast, where he has control and can drop down these shotgun shots and really praise the angles.
And this game right here was actually Desiptos' first game where he ended up falling after that top 50 mark, so he got the 2 placement points. But what he did do is actually fight a little earlier, grab that elim on Bad Sniper, and then has the awareness to recognize that Rax is in the box next to him. He'll convert, but after those 2 fights, that's when it gets to be a little risky for Letwick. It was last game that was an issue for him. This time, he's still going in, and he'll take down so many important ones. That was a Nas, and you know how high he was on the leaderboard.
And these guys are in the game every single time. They are taking out these big names. We alluded to these 20th place players possibly rising to the top. They have to overcome these two monstrous barriers.
I mean, you know, and it's just going to come down to the final two games here. Rifle holding strong at the top, but Deceptos, they're lurking in the waters. You've got Letwick who's on the side. Anas, who picked up the Victory Royale, is here as well to play. The Deal, who made it through, which, by the way, sat in the storm forever, was eating floppers, and then is like, oh, I have to get to the storm? I got crash pads, baby, it's good. So many names are in this race right now.
Yeah, but for me, I'm going to pick Deceptos to make it through in these last two games. He has been playing out of his mind, and before that game where he fell after 50th place, for him it was an average placement of 9.67. So I'm going with the Frenchman. Allez les bleus, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to pick a Rifle to stay up top. I feel like being in first is a big deal, and he can hold on and stop these two men, no matter where they're from taking that top spot.
All right, I'm going The Deal because he has style points, and I like style. Guys, with that being said, we're getting ready to head into the next game, game number 5, here in EU. Sundown, Clay, let's throw it your way.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. And with just 2 games left to go, it is tightly contested at the top of the leaderboard. You see Rifle currently holding a 4-point lead just over Deceptos and Letwick, but plenty of people within striking distance still. We've seen time and time again those victory royales worth right around 19 and 20 points, so anybody can make a play. But Clay, if you're going to make that play, it has to be right now.
You cannot wait any longer. This is it. These are the final moments. There is one more game, but there's not enough points on the lobby for you to make that play if you wait till the final moment. So you need at least 2 games to write the miracle run, the miracle story that we've seen a lot of players do. Will Rifle be able to make that happen? Noah Riley trying to make his run up the top of the leaderboard as well. Rifle, though, is relatively uncontested other than he's got 2 people there, but with the way Frenzy's built, you can be contested and never see your opponent.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities for you to break sight lines, get through. You can also see Llama tagged up. Llama 210 over there. Chat calling it out. Everyone, there's plenty of opportunities to get through. A Rifle is going to be super thankful for that. The Llama coming through is such a big influx of not only materials, but key end game items that really enable you to go through, especially getting that launch pad. But now you can see engagement going on over here with Supremacy's Floki and Flecken. Who will be the better F as they fight it out here? The question will be resolved quickly as the crash pad ends up coming through. Floki putting the pressure down on the Flecken, but nobody necessarily able to connect shots. And as I say that, Floki hits 2 back to back. He says, thanks for the loot. I'll take that epic tactical shotgun and everything else that comes with it. The crash pads, the shields, all the metal over here on the side, and he's going to be very happy about that.
And the guaranteed launch pad that comes out of the rig's vault area. That is a very, very big pickup for Floki. And again, in that range where they can make something happen. Now we do have a replay here of what happened at Caddy Corner with Thomas HD. Running away, he's going to get tagged out. Actually, in one build left, you can't build right there. And unfortunately, falling early.
Vestakira taking down what was the 7th ranked player there. So what you care about right now as a viewer, we're keeping an eye on that top left-hand corner. Who in the top 10 is falling and who can remain and keep picking up points, because that's going to set up the story for what the final game is, and who's going to have an opportunity. But right now, Bad Sniper needs to be careful. First AR shots come out right away from the bush. Wookie trying to set up an ambush. Bad Sniper going to cover himself up and immediately start burning through that utility because he doesn't want to get pressured down.
No sabes quién la va a ganar, aunque veas un Rustic Frosty o un Thomas Rustic, no sé quién la va a ganar.
Aggressive and going into boxes where he definitely doesn't have the
Va a estar
advantage.
todo muy peleado, todos la van a tryhardear.
There for him, he does
20k
or there,
se
but
gana
not able to keep
el primero.
tracking Bad Sniper there. The third party comes in, but he's not phased. Shot comes through, and he does end up hitting it. The crash back going to be used. They're going to get in the box. They're going aggressive. Bad Sniper though
No.
is actually going to pick it up. What a turnaround!
Great job from Bad Sniper executing and finishing that one out under pressure.
Bro.
He needed that to stay in the running and to stay in contention just outside of the top 15 right before that, but hopefully
la victoria te da 14 puntos, ojo, 14 puntos da la victoria. Segundo puesto 11. Igual creo que es en total. Sí, es en total. En eliminación un punto.
Someone who's ice there, but now 37 points.
¿Sabe cómo te planta en la primera zona yo de Nashi?
Away from him there, but he does have the tools to do it. He's got a shotgun AR, he's got rotation, he's got the heals. Question is, this zone, how is he going to play it? Already choosing to base up in a really good spot as well. Does not have a lot of metal, but can extend out to that bridge if he wants to. And this is what happens in
primera zona. Apenas se cierra la zona, yo tengo que plantar.
You base up very, very early because you don't want your game being affected by any little thing.
That's the goal, is just to make it into that mid-game, transition yourself, avoid those early games. And if you are just joining us, whether it's on Twitch, Twitter, watch.fortnite.com, YouTube, or in Party Royale, welcome. This is game number 4 of the EU FNCS Solos Finals after 2 weeks of competition and then heats. This is the top 100 players battling it out, and they have 2 matches left to stake their claim as the best player in Europe, walk away with that top prize pool, and also the Axe of Champions. And right now, Gamers Origin Deceptos is in 2nd place, just behind Rifla, who we saw take away match number 3 and have a solid performance in match number 4. But right now, needs to be careful because we've seen what Flowis is capable of, and he's right nearby it.
And Deceptos is looking for that elimination and that tag.
No, no parte masculino. La mía. Pero parte masculino.
Need them with Storm Surge. We won't see it as much in these later games as you saw Kiriachi getting more aggressive, turning more to that Kiriachi. We've seen time and time again. And other players are going to start to do that as well. They need that pop-off game. They need that game to really set them apart. That's what they're doing, but we've got another replay here from Lewis' perspective as he's on the back foot running away from a henchman as well as another player there. Is going to look to try to take down Jules, and unfortunately, you can't take down Jules when there's a carrot lurking nearby.
The coordinated spray there between the henchman and carrot will take down Letwick. He was 3rd place going into this, so still plenty of room for others to move up the leaderboard, but hopping on over with Hen, who was 6th coming into this match, trying to keep an eye on who's on the top of the leaderboard. What are they doing to set themselves up? Because again, this is the 2nd to last match, so if you're going to get going, you have to move now. With top 75 taking over, that's 1 point for everyone left in the lobby.
His name become a legend.
That's what he's looking to do in a really good job. We talk about how the best players in the world, not just in the region, but at the absolute highest level, not only are they capable of winning those early game fights and rotating in the late game, but they're so good at manufacturing elimination, setting up these ambushes, and finding spots to take advantage of their opponent. Notice how Hen was crouched beside the side of the wall. In Cartoon, we talk about taking advantage of rotations there, using the epic sniper rifle, catching Benji out in the open on top of the Authority, and sometimes that's all it takes. No warning, nothing whatsoever, except the whizzing of a bullet, and then all your loot dropping down to the ground. Waves Cartoon taking out Energy's Benji Fishy, the fan favorite, the World Cup qualifier, arguably one of the most consistent players in EU, but he's struggled time and time again when it comes to these grand finals FNCS situations. We saw it back in Season X with MMB, where they kept getting ambushed over and over again, and it's proving true today. But right now, our #1 player, Rifla, under all the pressure in the world and only those 2 minis to get himself back up, and Scram is not letting him heal up at all, not relenting, trying to pressure down and give everyone else a chance to catch up.
Rifla's got to make a play here. Scram is 200 HP as Rifla can crash pad it in. The box goes through. He's not going to be able to crash pad out, and #1 is out of the game. That's really good for Deceptos, who currently in 2nd place right now.
Not only is it good for Deceptos, it's good for every single player in the lobby. Letwick is down in 3rd. Rifla is down in 1st. What does that mean? It doesn't matter how low on the leaderboard you are. If you can convert a victory royale, that's 14 points without the eliminations. Traditionally, we've seen at least 4, if not 5. That's a 19-point game. Any player who walks away with a victory here could rocket themselves up the leaderboard, and Tayson's trying to do it, and he does it to Janice himself over in the Steamy Stack side. The duo and trio partners, they played together time and time again, but there is no love lost in solos. It doesn't matter who you're fighting against. At the end of the day, with 2 matches left, when your back is against the wall and that Axe of Champions is